Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the Redmen TV. We're about to bring you a clip from Journo Insight. Yes, me and Neil Jones every Tuesday talking about the biggest topics in and around Liverpool, including the links with Liverpool potentially being part of a new behind-the-scenes documentary. So yeah, if you want to check out this show in full, redmenplus.com is the place to be. If you join as a monthly captain and use the promo code Klopp, you'll get a free month as well, so you can watch or listen to the full episode and all of our other amazing content. Right, let's get to the show. Right then, let's change tact a little bit from players in and out to a news story broken by Bloomberg. And when Bloomberg get involved in footy, you're like, what's happening there? But according to their reporting, Liverpool FC are in talks for a behind-the-scenes documentary. Obviously, the English club are owned by Fenway Sports Group, and teams are increasingly welcoming cameras into their dressing rooms. Yeah, so a few different teams and a few different people are talking with Liverpool about doing it behind the scenes. Now, the first question I had was, remember when Jürgen was asked about this a while ago and said that, he'd hate it?
Yeah.
Maybe the stance has softened there since. Maybe the limit in terms of where he can and can't be in terms of locker room and stuff. The reporting goes on to say Jurgen Klopp is reportedly supportive of the latest project, according to one source. So maybe his mood softened. But after the spectacular success of being Liverpool in 2012, it looks like we might be getting another one. And we've seen the Arsenal ones, the City ones, the Leeds ones, the Sunderland ones, and we might be getting a Liverpool one.
Yeah, I hope not.
Really? Not
yeah,
fun?
I hate them.
Really?
I hate them, yeah. I think they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. They never show anything that's of any interest. And
Really? Okay.
yeah,
I like the Amazon ones.
I only see the negative in them at all. I don't see any upside for Liverpool agreeing to this. They're big enough
Much money
around the world. Yeah, of course, but they're big enough. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be people saying. You can see Wrexham, for example, going, the interest that's generated. I don't think people are going to go, who's this Liverpool then that we're talking about on Amazon or whatever. You're right, Jürgen said it was after they played Salzburg, wasn't it, in the Champions League, and Jesse Marsch was pictured or filmed giving this rousing team talk at half-time in sort of American German. And, there was a famous thing where nicht ein effing Freundschaftsspiel, and Salzburg obviously came back from 3-0 down to 3-3 and then lost, and it was seen as like this, he'd inspired it. I think Jürgen was asked and he said the day that happens is the day I'm not the manager of Liverpool anymore. So it would be a significant about turn to have that.
Do you want Kylian Jürgen? Well, maybe we can throw some cameras into
it. One thing I would say is I think he would approach it a bit differently to being Liverpool, which did people no favours. I in a lot of people's eyes, Brendan Rodgers, I don't think ever recovered from being Liverpool in terms of his.
Really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he. Not in terms of course, he had good spells at managing Liverpool, but I think people always had that in their mind that it was just a bit cringy. I remember a scene with Charlie Adam and a baseball player in a locker room in probably in Fenway, and it was like pulling teeth. They turn my stomach a little bit. These kind of behind the scenes docs. We don't know obviously the details. If it's one of those a little bit. I mean, Sunderland was different, where it was more about the city and the fans and the club and the sort of the ownership element to it. I mean, it was a little bit of manager and players and stuff, but they were sort of they weren't the main cast. It doesn't sound like that would be what they'd want to do for Liverpool. I think what TV directors want when they're taking a documentary with Liverpool. They want Mo Salah, they want Jurgen Klopp, they want
I wonder like the Amazon stuff. So Tottenham have done it, Man City have done it, Arsenal. Juventus have done it, Arsenal have done it. So I wonder if Jürgen and the team have maybe looked at those and thought, well, they're not the end of the world. Now, I'll be honest, like I enjoyed the City one. I actually thought it was quite good. It showed that Pep Guardiola's a lunatic, but in the most positive sense, like he's just how obsessed he was with it. I do wonder if I think Arteta did okay out of it. I think a few dodgy bits, but I wonder if they've seen the almost the positives. It didn't, like Rodgers came out to be in Liverpool and it was really bad.
Yeah.
Like the PR was bad around it. I think the PR around the Amazon ones, and I include other sports in this, has genuinely been quite popular, which might lead to a bit of a mood change. It's not, because being Liverpool, to be fair, it was half staged. It was.
I think Channel 5 it was on as well, wasn't it? It was, so it obviously wasn't front and centre like the way these ones are. I can't go away from it. It's just my opinion, but everything I remember from those shows are negative. It's Mikel Arteta playing You'll Never Walk Alone and getting rinsed for it. It's Dele Alli in Jose Mourinho's office, and this kind of
Danny Rose,
really awkward conversation that he was having. It's being Liverpool. You know, I just, I can't remember too much what I thought. I learned anything that I thought as a football fan and someone who takes an interest in it really benefited me, and B, that it was great TV. Really, I don't ever, you know, maybe it's not aimed at me. Maybe that's the top and bottom of it. Yeah. But yeah, I would be once it came out. Of course, we'll all watch it, if and when it does come out. But I'll be doing it through my fingers.
Absolutely. Go back.
Hopefully, I'm not in it as well. If they always have some. These documentaries usually have like a sort of a media figure that kind of narrates the thing, don't they?
Talk stuff. Does that make it? Might have been an Amazon contract.
Yeah, PSC will be well in there.
There might have been an Amazon contract on its way.
That could be my about turn, couldn't it? When I have to sort of say,
when John Mendes went to Saudi Arabia,
can I shock you? I do like flying the world.
Welcome to Liverpool's All or Nothing. I'm Neil Jones.
No, I really don't. I'm sure they'll get. I forget. It was a Clive Owen. Narrated the last one. I don't think I'm quite in quite that ballpark.
No, you never know, mate. Don't do yourself a disservice. Going back to it though, I think it was 2018. Liverpool were approached apparently to do All or Nothing, and that was when Liverpool were like, nah, they're not doing it. I'm trying to think what's changed. Obviously, especially from Klopp's point of view, if this source is right and he's more open to the idea, I can't really think of any reason why it's changed, other than the fact that they've won loads of trophies and he's a little bit more content with life. He's a bit older, he's a bit more chill. I don't know, like you said, it would be a big about turn.
What I would say is in the interim period, Liverpool have had sort of not given away secrets, but pull back the curtain a little bit. Pep Linders did a book sort of detailing some of the conversations they've had. John Achterberg released a book. When they won the league, obviously they had that kind of the big documentary around that. I forget what the documentary was called, but there was a sort of a Sky Originals documentary that they did where Jürgen was interviewed. So I understand that, and I'm sure, you know, in that intervening period, I mean, it was only 4 or 5 years ago, wasn't it? 4.5 years ago, when we saw him say that about cameras in the dressing room. Of course, content has become more king, probably in the world, so maybe there's an element to that, you know. Maybe the money's just got to the stage where it's like, well, why would you give him a new contract? Why could you say no to it? Yeah, but I would be interested to hear Klopp's thoughts on it, and had I seen that story, I wonder whether I might have asked them about it at the press conference or
it came out a bit late. It was 12 GMT, so Pep had missed it. But I wonder if next time you're there, maybe give him a little ask.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what he'd said. I mean, he's changed his tune on stuff. I remember it was held against him for many years that he said he'd never spend crazy money like Paul Pogba, I think it was, wasn't it? And he had to row back, or, you know, sort of say, yeah, well, the world changed, so it's not beyond the realms that he says the same. But it's not.
You can't shake being Liverpool.
No, I can't. I really can't. And you know, I've actually watched it again since, because the Athletic done a big piece on it. A couple of years ago, I don't know when it was, maybe the 10th anniversary of it. That would have been 2022, and it reopened some sort of, you know, long banished memories of, you know, the Joe Allen conversation and you know, various other things, and it just that's just forefront of my mind. I
think on Redmen we did like a watch along, going back and watched it. Jay Spearing obviously was in the videos. He did some with us. Dave Kirby, whose voice was used in a lot of them.
Right,
we did a little bit with them as well, and they didn't get better.
No.
they didn't get better.
I mean, listen, I'm you know, that, like I say, that was pretty much a forerunner. And look, there's been some great ones down the years. There's some seminal ones. If you've ever watched, there's a great one from the 80s called City. If you ever get a chance to watch that on YouTube or wherever you can get it. The F1, yeah, but we don't know those sports as well, do we? So I imagine if you were an F1 sort of, you were around that all the time, I think you'd probably be cringing at some of the stuff that goes on there, because you might know a bit more. But obviously I watched the golf one.
The cricket one's good.
Yeah,
one.
I've seen, you know, Ben Stokes has done one. Ronnie O'Sullivan's just had one out recently. But they're individuals. I don't know. I think for me, I would be anti-Liverpool, all or nothing. But I might be in the minority, and I'm quite happy to be that.
No, absolutely. And if Amazon, if you want to pay any money to get us involved, I'm certainly I'm happy to accept it.
I'm sure, you know, if you were doing it properly, you would have guys like yourselves in the Anfield Rally, because they are the sort of, that is the club, isn't it? The global reach of the club. But I'm interested to see what the story develops, and what Jürgen's got to say about it.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm trying to ask about your next press comments. Unless there's a bigger question,
I might just get slapped. If I do that, I might just get slapped. Yeah, he might not be wanting to answer.
Stay away from me. Get James Pearce to do it next.
No. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the content today. If you want to get your name in and amongst these wonderful people, then head to redmenplus.com. Join as a Legend tier subscriber. You're going to get free merchandise codes. You're going to get in our Discord, and you're going to get your name at the end of YouTube videos. Yes, redmenplus.com, Legend tier status.